Wicked, 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 wicked. Wicked tones, you know.
So I was up late last night. I'm tired today. I was trying to set up a GoFundMe for the IFBB judges that judge the Tampa Bay Pro, because all of them need LASIKs. They're fucking blind as a bat apparently, so.
I know.
I don't know. I was like, just trying to come up with something, you know. I feel bad for these guys and girls. They seem to not, like, I don't know whether it's a vision problem or some type of mental issue, but let's just deal with the vision first, right? So on dumbbell presses, the way that I teach dumbbell press, and I'm sure other people do too, I'm not the only one who teaches it this way, obviously, but I don't think people understand, they can't see that the dumbbell, it's not the purpose of the dumbbell press to push the dumbbells into a point or to push the dumbbells out to a certain range to just get our chest to fire. In the sense that when I roll down and I set, like I'll do in a second, we set here and we put the weight on our palm and we flex through the press. So I'm almost collapsing and bringing lats around. As you can see, I'm falling back and bringing lats and then squeezing through hands. So the driving in of the dumbbells is from my chest squeezing together. So again, this opening and closing sensation that we elicit in our mind, like we think about this type of thing. We understand that the pec moves in other ways, but we're flexing in and flexing through, right? Anyway, we're gonna sit here and kick back how we normally start. So I'm pinched in my back and I'm locked in my lats, traps down, chest up. When I go to squeeze, I'm not just going, which is a lot of you are doing. Not like guys who are experienced, some guys who are, but all of you are doing this popping here. You're getting in this position where you're leaning forward and it's just this like flex around. A lot of guys press like this because they're strong. They lock down and trap. We want to be set here, and I want to understand that when my pec moves or when my hands move, I'm falling away and I'm squeezing through pecs to drive into the middle. So I didn't do this, which looks the same because I'm just doing this, but there's nothing happening through there. There's no pec engagement. I'm not using my pec to squeeze and drive across. So I'm creating this sensation where I'm rolling out here and I'm squeezing across and in. My hand moves on this angle. Where is the other dumbbell? Whoop. My hand moves on this angle where I'm starting out wide and I'm driving into the middle, yes, but I'm doing that through squeezing lats and squeezing pec, and I'm flexing through here. So as it gets heavier, as the dumbbells get bigger, that drift might be here only, because this is a 25-pound dumbbell. We're doing 100 pounds, 150 pounds, whatever it is. It's gonna cause that range to get shorter. So then we know it's not about banging dumbbells together. We're coming to a point where we're trying to like A, B. We're trying to elicit a squeeze in our chest and contract our pecs, right? So whether that dumbbell's huge, I'm not gonna demonstrate that because I don't want to. So say the dumbbell's double the size of that. On the 30s, or the 25s, sorry, when we squeeze in, we get to about here. So we get massive contraction. We get a lot of inner pec contraction because we're falling back. As those dumbbells get bigger, it's gonna be here. The press is gonna have to start a little wider and end a little wider. And there's not gonna be as much engagement because I can't get as deep in my press, right? But that same contraction will fly across because we're having to move a heavier load through our pec, right? So there's nothing wrong because the range of motion is decreased or lessened due to the size of the dumbbell. The movement's still the same because we're trying to drive through pec and lat and palm. So understand that. So like I saw a video of Nick Walker, I think it was last night, he incline pressed 200-pound dumbbells for like 10 reps. Beautiful. Like, what do you even say to that? But like super strict, super form. You know, he's sitting right on muscle. You can feel that so much, like not even fucking trying. Obviously he's trying, but fucking making it look easy, right? So understand that when you're getting into these heavier weights, guys, it's gonna be even more important that you understand grabbing on the pec. Because those 200 pounders, there's fucking 150s right there. They're probably the size of that 150, at least. They're probably a little denser, a little thicker in the circumference of the weight. So he can't move those too far. Like him thinking, oh, I'm gonna get from here to here and bang into the middle, is gonna be like, ding, ding, it's not. So you have to start on pec and understand I'm coming around my body and squeezing. So it's more of like this around press. like grabbing pec and coming around and ending up in the middle. It's not this like boom, punching to you, punching to you. So a lot of beginner guys are doing that, and it's not a knock on you. It's not like insulting you. It's just trying to help you get better, right? So understand the engagement in the pec, understand the pressure on your palm, understand falling back into the bench, and you'll understand your press better. Whether it's with 25s like I'm demonstrating or heavier weights you guys are manhandling out there, right? So just understand that and take advice. Don't get so butthurt. Another, kind of just want to get a different angle on laterals, because a lot of people are mimicking my style or trying to take what I'm showing and using it because they feel they're dealt more when they're doing it. So it's this idea of like, we don't want to like roll open through our through our shoulder and roll up through our chest and do this knee bend thing. We're trying to rock out right on delt, right? So understand that like you need to find that angle, and we tell people all the time, like we set you in your spot, like round it over, and hands start rocking to get that understanding of this momentum zone in here, from like here to here, is nothing. We're just trying to find delt there. So once we break this kind of barrier right about here, we pop up through. So elbow and chest and rib cage lift together, and elbow drags up delt. It's gonna look fucked up when I do it because this arm moves a shit ton more than this arm. So I'm focused more on my left when you're watching. So if I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna set up like we normally do, so if we set up front relaxed basically for bodybuilders, everyone else out there just try and look like the Incredible Hulk, I guess, or like mimic yourself carrying luggage, looking like a fucking monster. So I'm gonna set out here so delts are over and my lats and back are rounded. So my chest is up. So when I go to throw, this range in here is nothing. I'm just rocking my hand, keeping my elbow forward. When I go to rock up, I'm throwing open. Open. So I'm tossing, dropping. I don't want to sit in my legs and do this, because as you see, if I sit in my legs and I bounce, this is another angle. And the snapping up that people do and sitting down is completely different than this, which is just arm sweeping, right? It's a completely different movement. Your arm, my arm on this angle sweeping out from here, even if I stand here, I feel my delt. So even if I was to not move my body and just be a stiff ass and lift my arm up, my delt is engaged. Whereas if I'm doing this, my delt's not. I feel it, but I'm more based here, and I'm flatter back, so I have more posture. I'm not as isolated on my delt. Whereas here I am, right?